What's up, Juventini? Alberto here, and I got all your Juventus news. All right, Kostic and Kean set to say goodbye. Left wing back Max makes a demand to management. All right, we're going to take a look at that, and then the rise of Kean and Yildiz, and might have Juventus set to say bye-bye to another young gun. And of course, Max's press conference ahead of our game tomorrow in the Coppa Italia against Frosinone. All that, much more as the Mercato rolls on as well. So like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first, all right? So we have Mirko Di Natale bringing us the news that Jordan Henderson, who is trying to re-enter European play from the Saudi League, was offered up to Juventus, but he states Juventus has zero interest in bringing in the player. You know what? I am thankful for that. As close to Juventus as Henderson should be is probably re-entering Europe and heading to Fenerbahce and playing next to Leo Bonucci, all right? That's as close to Juventus as he should get. Now, we move to Dragusin. His deal set to go, and you have a couple of battles between some clubs for the player. Juve set to get 20%, and this comes as a surprise, all right? Mirko Di Natale didn't know about this. Romeo didn't report anything on it. Everything I could find from when the deal from Juventus to Genoa went down, nothing and nobody ever stated a sell-on clause. So this comes as a great surprise if, in fact, Juventus is set to get 20%. And this is being reported today by Fabrizio Romano. This would also make it even easier to seal the deal for Thiago Giallo, a move that Fabrizio Romano says is now imminent and looks like it is just down to the final details. A 4-year contract there for the player, 3.5 mil going to Lille, and a 10% sell-on clause there, all right? So look for that to end up going down at any moment, okay? Fiorentina, Monza, and Bologna, all in on Moise Kean. We've talked about that for the past couple days. Fiorentina seemed the most likely to land Moise Kean. He appears to be weighing out his future and seeing what's going on and what's going to be the right move for him. There's a couple scenarios here that play into it. Moise Kean wants to keep his continuity. He wants to try and make that Azzurri squad. He needs the minutes to do so. Juventus doesn't want his value to be diminished now that there's a little bit of change. And yes, you could say the rise of Yildiz has played effect to this, as now it seems that Yildiz is in fact the change-up to Federico Chiesa. That knocks off one forward spot. So now Kean will be battling with Dusan Vlahovic, who is the main guy. And then you have Milik as well, which brings a different element than Kean. So you have a couple instances there that say it is for the best that Moise Kean goes somewhere he can get minutes. A final move, a permanent move, is not even ruled out, as multiple sources say there are a few Premier League sides that would like to bring in Moise Kean. They've also ruled out that a permanent move could potentially happen in the winter mercado if one of these teams acts. If not, for the summer, he may be on his way out of Juventus. So Moise Kean could be out. Now, Filip Kostic. Rumors circulating that Saudi leagues are in fact interested and looking at picking up the player. Max had some interesting words that might have shed some light into what is going on at the left wing back role, and specifically with Kostic, all right? And we have big words that a lot of you are going to like about Max Allegri and the left wing back role, because apparently he has said to management he wants Illing Jr. to remain at Juventus, all right? So there you have it. I know that's going to make a lot of you happy out there. Now we continue on with more rumors. Hasa seems likely to extend his contract with Juventus, the highly touted prospect. This is great news for Juventus. They've been trying to lock this one up for the past several months, okay? Now we get to Kostic again. If he is in fact set to leave, it's said that Bernardeschi would be that option that could come in on a loan, all right? We'll see what happens. A lot of wheels moving right now, everybody, okay? As far as Yildiz, the rise of Yildiz that we were speaking about, it is said that this could be what gives Juventus that comfortable feeling enough to move Sule. He's got interested sides and whatnot, and Juve might press for somewhere around 30 million euros in the summer and sell the player because of how well Kean and Yildiz has done in such a short period of time. All right, so it's going to be interesting to follow. I said, and I've been saying this on the podcast, you guys have heard it, I don't feel that anybody really is that safe at Juventus currently, okay? And I feel like if the right offer comes along, players can be moved. Although I feel there are maybe 2 or 3 that are absolutely untouchable. I do feel like Kean and Yildiz is one of them. He got labeled the Phenom, and not for nothing, everybody, okay? Now we get to Max Allegri's press conference, and he is about to enter tomorrow his 400th match for Juventus. He is going to be passing Lippi, who's at 405, but we still have Trapattoni with 596, and I don't know if anybody will ever catch that, okay? Now, for Max, it's very simple. He says, we simply have to get to the semi-final, all right? That is the objective. We have to hit it. Chiesa will be out tomorrow, okay? As far as Cambiaso, he is better. He will be available. Rabiot is out tomorrow, but Max says he should be available on Tuesday for the game against Sassuolo. That is good news there. Kean and De Sciglio remain out for Juventus. Gatti and Bremer will both play tomorrow, Max says. As far as who's going to partner them, no, Sandro's back, but he won't be in there. It's going to be between Danilo and Rugani, according to Max. Vlahovic has recovered from fever, and Max is going to have to make a decision between Yildiz, Milik, and Vlahovic. He still hasn't let anyone know what he's going to do up top there. I would expect Yildiz to be there, and I would probably, if I had to guess, probably say we're going to see Milik next to him, okay? As far as the left wing back role, this was very, very interesting. Going back to the Kostic scenario, we remember he was substituted right at the 45th minute in the last match, which is very, very rare for Max to do so. He was asked about issues at the left wing back role or some uncertainties now that Yildiz Jr. is starting to get into the lineup. And he had this to say, left wing back issues. He said, we worked on defensive insecurities. We must be careful and less lazy. Is he calling Kostic lazy? The news, like I said, changing at 45th minute for Max is very, very rare. So there was definitely some issues there, and Max was definitely not happy whatsoever. So he makes that change. He has these words to say. It's a pick-me-up for Kostic if you're going to be out there getting the minutes. And there's an opportunity here for Yildiz Jr. to solidify more minutes. It's going to be interesting who Max ends up picking for his lineup in the Coppa Italia, all right? But that wraps up your news break. I can't wait to hear how all of you feel about all the news you just heard here today. Yesterday was fantastic. Thank you for all the comments. I love mixing it up with you. We had some crazy news yesterday in terms of Pogba. But like the video, subscribe to the channel. Feel free, please, to share the content. But let's mix it up in the comments, everybody. And tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be live getting you ready for that Coppa Italia match against Frosinone, all right? So, as always, till then, fino alla fine, forza Juventus. Ciao tutti.